So, welcome to the 7th week of the Pcpl. We got a few updates. First off, week 6, ended up getting a forfeit win because just scheduling with my opponent, weren't able to find a time that worked out well without it bleeding really late into this week, and so that's where we're at now. So we were at 5 wins, 1 loss, plus 18 differential. Number 1 in the league, but just barely. There were 2 other people with the same record with slightly worse differentials. And when I say slightly worse, I'm talking about like 2 to 4 mods. Like I think one's plus 16, one's plus 14. It's really, really tight up in the top end. Going into week 7 as well. They've also won their week 7s with I think one was a 1-0 and the other one was a 2-0. So the better we can win this week, we can still keep our first place, but if we can get a nice high differential, we can solidify that even better. And if we don't win, then we're going to go down all the way to 3rd. So want to avoid that as much as possible. Next, we have some roster updates. Decided to make up some changes because I felt like certain mods on the team were a bit hard to bring, were kind of performing under what I had hoped, and we needed some immediate punch. So decided to draw Meloetta, mainly for that reason. That thing was not putting out the damage I needed it to. And with Serene Grace, it just wasn't doing much with that, right? It was disappointing. Terrakion, I felt like, while it's strong, rock moves not being super accurate, as well as a lot of its defensive matchups being similar to a lot of other stuff on my team, it felt kind of hard and awkward to bring to matchups, so decided to drop that. Whimsicott's so cool, but I felt like I could afford to drop it for some of the other things that we're looking for. And then Galvantula, dropping that because we'll see when I talk about what I picked up. And Gudra, the end. That one's going to be a fun one to explain. So we picked up big ol' Haxorus. That thing with 147 attack, 97 speed, Mold Breaker, and Unnerve as abilities. Super duper strong, is going to be able to help punch a lot of holes into different teams, depending on how I run it with Scarf or Bandit or Life Orb, whatever it might be. Scale Shot if we want to do some setups, shenanigans. First Impression for solid initial damage on priority. Going to be really, really good. Keldeo, because offensive water types and offensive fighting types are very, very strong, and since the beginning of the draft I was looking at Keldeo and I felt like I've been lacking in offensive water, so if my opponent doesn't have a water absorb, then Keldeo can go stupid into it. So that's the plan there. We then got Vikavolt because I like having sticky webs. Vikavolt was cheaper in terms of points. And with Levitate, we get another immunity out of it, so that's pretty cool, right? And then finally, Gudra, they didn't actually leave. They just went around and they found a shell, said shell, yeah, and now we got Hisui and Gudra because I had enough points with the other changes I was making that I could go from Gudra to Hisui and Gudra. And it just overall is better because I now have 3 abilities that are worthwhile. Hydration, if I had a Pelipper or a Politoed, maybe I could do some things there, but that's a very niche ability, whereas Shell Armor, if I decide to go for a Body Press set up with Acid Armor, then I have a much better time because I can't be crit through my boosts, much harder to kill. So that's the team as it is now. Getting into this week here, Willis has a very strong team. Serena is the biggest threat because it is their one way of clearing hazards. That is a threat because sticky webs into this team go stupid, and a lot of the builds that I have this week rely on having sticky webs up for the different speed tiers that I'm trying to hit. And so that's kind of the whole goal there. Our first mon here is going to be Orthworm. I don't know how, but Orthworm goes stupid into their team. It's actually ridiculous how good Orthworm is into their team. Just defensively, Pure Steel that can also not be hit by ground moves is incredibly strong. So Garchomp and Clodsire get walled pretty nicely, even though Garchomp Fire Fang is a thing. We can still kind of play around that. And then the Choppleberry lets us live certain hits, like a low kick from Weavile into Orthworm does 35% with Choppleberry, and then I can OHKO with Heavy Slam or Body Press depending on what I want to go for. I have Spike because I have another Rocker that's coming, and if I'm in a case where I have Orthworm out and the best play is to go for a Hazard and I already have Stealth Rock up, I don't want to have to only just go for a bit of chip damage or something like that. I want to have the option to Hazard stack in that case. Speaking of hazard stacking, we're going to go off to Vikavolt, busting out a new toy. Brustin. Also, if you want to know how to pronounce the nickname when this thing comes out, Zeruchi. because the anglicized version of a Japanese name that's based off of Spanish. Crazy thing. Love the Espada from Bleach. Anyway, heavy duty boots that we can come in on a Sword Rocks that they set up because they have a good number of rockers. Sticky web, the main thing, we're going to have a lot of speed tiers that we're going to try and hit, like Orthorn, for example. And the main speed tier is we want to outspeed a Serena if it's not boots. Like, it comes in, it goes to -1, cool, now we can outspeed that. And then just other things, if they don't go with max speeds, then, you know, we get some fun interactions, as well as for some of our speedier stuff, we want to be able to mitigate that issue. Bug Buzz Flash Cannon for generally good damage, and Volt Switch just for pivoting, if I'm, you know, able to not attack into Garchomp or Clodsire. Iron Moth is the win con. That is the goal, because if I can get a booster energy speed boost, I outspeed everything on their team. If I have webs up, I do that no matter what the case is. If they have scarves, they go to -1, so I'm going to outspeed them. If they have boots, I'm +1, I'm going to outspeed them, right? So no matter what, that happens. If I can get in and force a switch in some way, like I threaten them out, I can go for a cheeky substitute, make sure that I live a hit, right? And then Fiery Dance, because their team is pretty weak to fire, gives me a chance to get up to +1 special attack, and then Psychic and Fairy cover the rest of their team very, very well. So the goal is get in Iron Moth safely on something, hopefully get a substitute if I can. If not, just go for Fiery Dance, Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, doing damage throughout their team, and close out. That's the hope there. Terra Ground Sinistcha. This set's weird, but like I need to bring Sinistcha because it's my ghost type, and they have one way of clearing, which is Rapid Spin. They don't have any defoggers. So I need to bring Sinistcha for that reason. Not because it's kill leader, but because it's my ghost type. I didn't plan for it to be kill leader. That was not in the intention with this. It just kind of happened. It went stupid like week 3 or 4. Anyway, we're going Strength Sap, Calm Mind, Reflect, Terra Ground, Terra Blast with leftovers, because they have like 5 things that are weak to Terra Ground, and I'm predicting them bring at least 3 of them, if not like 4, maybe even 5. So damage wise, this is very, very good into them, but it's really there to set up Reflect, to Strength Sap things, to be alive and force them to not clear hazards and switch in on things, and when I tell them that it's Terra Ground, threaten damage. That way, even a neutral, normal type non-Terra Terra Blast into something like an Iron Valiant will break a substitute, which is very nice, so I don't have to necessarily Terra against that if I don't want to. If, like, you know, if I feel like I'm being threatened by like a knockoff or something like that from it, then maybe I will, and then I'm doing like 50% at non-boost, right? So very strong into their team, but probably the most like uncertain in terms of viability that I have on this team. It kind of came because it has to. King Gambit, this boy is ready to go in. I'm Lumberry because they have a lot of status I could go for. I've flip-flopping between this and Choppleberry. We'll see if that ends up, you know, playing a factor or not. They don't have any Intimidate or anything like that, and so I'm going Supreme Overlord as opposed to Defiant. I could have someone Defiant to get in front of Serena and, you know, eat a Trop Kick and go up to +1 as opposed to going to -1, but I feel like that's not going to be as beneficial overall compared to Supreme Overlord boosts. So pretty standard moveset. You know, max attack, adamant, we got Swords Dance, and then we have Iron Head, Kowtow Cleave, Sucker Punch, because Dark and Steel into them are both pretty good. Sucker Punch is a priority. This thing is one of the bigger pieces to punch into them so that Iron Moth can get, you know, the KOs that it needs to, because they have a lot of things on their team that just barely will live an Iron Moth if it's unboosted hit, and then certain things that it absolutely tanks it, like Dazzling Gleam from my Iron Moth unboosted does maybe 60% to Garchomp, and I think that might be without investment. Like with investment it might be the case, I can't exactly remember, but we need chip on things to really solidify Iron Moth sweep. King Gambit is here to facilitate that. Then finally, we have the thing that we hopefully can set up Stealth Rocks with, our Dawn Fan. Heavy duty boots so that we don't break our sturdy if we ever come in against rocks that are set up against us. Ice Shard to smack up a Garchomp if we get in front of it, because I was debating Ice Spinner so that I could be in front of Serena and threaten a lot of damage into it, but I felt like it would be more important, and in the mocks I did, it felt more important to be able to hit the Garchomp more so, because as threatening as Serena is into my team, it felt like I have lots of ways to deal with it versus the benefit that not having Arshai, what? I started speaking Irish there for a second, my god. I shard really good into them is what I'm getting at. Once again, hitting the speed stat so that they're outspeeding Serena if they're at -1. And then Earthquake, they have a lot of ground weakness. That's the theory there. They do have a ghost type for clear, so like maybe Talonflame would be better if I'm really worried about clearing, but I also don't want to get rid of my own webs. And, you know, sure, maybe Flying and Fire are strong into them, but I think it's not as good for Talonflame to come here when I get the benefit of the ground damage as well. Ability to put up rocks. I can hazard step between this and Earthworm. That's kind of the deal there. So very important that we try and win this week and keep that #1 slot, because if I win this and I win next week, or I have the better differential and myself and the 2 other people that have the same record as me also lose, if I'm first going into playoffs, I get to choose my opponent between the lower 4 seeds. So the higher your placement is when you're in that top 4 going into quarterfinals, the more choices you have and who you can face. And so having that freedom can really solidify whether you can get to to semifinals rather. So that's the goal there. Lots of info in the beginning there. This is gonna be a fun match though. They have a very scary team that I'm going into. So, you know, good luck, have fun to Willis. Also, like, comment, and subscribe, please, because it's very cool when I see those numbers go up, and it's a good thing, and I like responding to comments if I and get them, you know. So like, let me know what your favorite play is from the match, because I hope that I can do some cool stuff. I want to see Earthworm eat an Earthquake from Garchomp. That'd be funny, you know. So at this point, let's just get into the battle, huh? All right, off we go to the races. This is almost exactly what I prepped for. Beautiful. I think the only difference, kind of, in what I prepped is no Clodsire, which, like, I kind of get. All right, we are going to stick to our guns. And we're going to get webs up. I think that's the plan. There's very little I think that's going to shift my perception here, honestly. All right, good luck, have fun to Willis. I'm going to make sure I listen. Yeah, okay, we're good. I listen to different music than y'all hear in the videos as I go. And I remove it. So I just got that looping. We'll see how that goes. Actually, no. It's too much of a downtime in it. Hold on. Gengar on lead. Okay. You get taunt? It does get taunt. Alright, so we're gonna say Pcpl. Let's just pick like a random. Alright, whatever. Alright, listen, I'm getting my sticky webs. I never really know the best way to take notes in these, if I'm being 100p with y'all. Why'd I say that? So I got my water here, got a blue raspberry flavor in it. That goes weird with the brushed teeth. Okay, let's see Shadow Ball. Down to 214. So that did about 40%. Yeah, okay, so that's just like a pretty standard like max special attack timid. If you were modest, how much would that be doing? So there is a chance still that it is modest, but I feel like timid makes the most sense. Do I want to take a Shadow Ball, really? Not really. I'm gonna switch into Gambit. I'll go Gambit on this thing. So they're not switching. We'll see, because I feel like his Shadow Ball's not gonna do a lot to me, right? Come on, I'm a King Gambit. Alright, let's see how much this does. Okay, it's down to 317. That's 21%, so that's a max roll on that. If I go modest, that is a potential roll still. If I go timid again, I want to check specs. Okay, well, if it specs, it's not max. And okay, so if they have Focus Blast here and they just click it, they are a legend. So I think I'm pretty safe to actually Sucker Punch. If they switch, they're probably Scarf. They do switch. Okay. Yeah, Gengar switch in front of Gambit while using Shadow Ball. Likely Scarf out into Sarina. No boots. Alright, so it's a no boots Serena. Alright, if I go like a Serena Rapid Spin, let's give you High Jump Kick. That's high horsepower. High Jump Kick is absolutely ruining my life. This thing does get knockoff, is the only problem. Okay, what about into Earthworm? And then let's say then we use our berry. We do live like 2. Alright, let's go back to our Chople Berry. Because the thing is, you know what? I feel like... Let's go for a Spin Block, why not? Let's see what they want to do. Because then this might force like a triple axle. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see what happens. They do go for knockout. Okay, that's unfortunate, but like, oh my god, that did so much more damage than I expected. Okay, so it's down to 160? Really? Hold on. Well, it's Sinistra. Alright, hold on, 160, that's 54% damage? Hold on, that's... Hold on, I gotta do math here. 346 minus 160, that's 186. Okay, that could just be like adamant then. So that's probably adamant. Okay, well, in that case, if they're adamant... +1, yeah, I think I can get a strength sap off here. Yeah, okay, I am faster. Adamant... Serena... Not choiced. You turn out on Sinistra after knock off. Alright, so I still got webs up. We're in a good spot. Why am I checking my pulse? I'm not. I'm just like, I don't know. This is just where the hand goes when I'm contemplating and thinking. All the power's in the beard. I'm the Crimson Chin. Y'all know I have a metal jaw. Yeah, I fixed a crossbite. Now I got like titanium holding it together. If I had an ability, it'd be strong jaw. I digress. They're really thinking out here. I should do the same. Alright, we got a Weavile here. Okay. Alright, let's see. So we're gonna say Weavile. Weavile, offensive, Sinistra. Sinistra, no item. 305. Triple Axle has a chance to kill. Alright, so if Triple Axle only 2 hits, then it doesn't kill. If it 3 hits, it does. They're also at -1. They are at -1, right? They're not. Okay. Alright, so they're boots. I'm gonna try string sapping them. This might be a bad idea. Weavile boots. Oh, that's a setup. That's a setup. Holy shit. Okay, you've put the fear of God in me. Alright, this thing's +1. That's very scary. I'm gonna attempt to get a reflect up. Alright, we hope and pray. That's what we do here. That's what we do. I was not expecting that. Okay, so in the worst case, what this means is I can go... Okay, hold on. All right, so that's 1 hit. That is 2 hit. They do get all 3 hit. Okay. And it's a crit on the last one. All right. KO Sinistra with triple axle. All right, so if I go Iron Moth, I live like anything they can do. I kind of still want to save it though. If I go Earthworm, right? Let's say you have low kick, and you're at +1. Okay, Heavy Slam and Body Press both do a ton into you. And this is part of the reason I brought Earthworm. Earthworm goes stupid, honestly. Into this matchup, it's kind of wild. Alright, so Earthworm is at 330. They don't have any hazards up on my side. I've still got the webs up on their side. So let's see. Body Press. So Body Press counters if they're any sort of defensive. Like it's like if I go like, let's say Weavile, like Mono Sword Stance, right? Like if you go like 252 HP, there's like a chance Heavy Slam doesn't KO. Does it have any chip on it? It doesn't. All right, I am gonna go for Body Press, even though they might just switch into Gengar. They do. Okay. Weavile switch. Oh, imagine if I Heavy Slam. I almost Heavy Slammed. That would have been nuts. It's not Boots. Good to know. It is Booster. It's probably going to be Booster's attack now. Attack or special attack? Special attack. Alright, so that's a special attack boost. Into Iron Valiant. Booster. Got spat attack. Alright. So Iron Valiant, special attack. Shadow Ball, let's say Aura Sphere. With my Chople Berry. We're gonna say, hold on, no, so it gets a boost special attack. No matter what, I live. And then Heavy Slam will KO. Alright, so they do Aura Sphere. Come on, Earthworm. He's the king. He is the king. Get him. Get his ass. That's what we're talking about, boys. Earthworm KO Iron Valiant with Heavy Slam. Dog, I am so happy about this. I almost dropped Earthworm for Ambipom, but I was like, there was like, I think in this matchup, it was the only one where I was like, oh, there's a ghost I'm scared of. In the other matchups, I was like, I'd rather have the Earthworm, and this is the matchup that I want my Earthworm. It's crazy. Where am I looking? I was like looking over here at myself, talking at myself in OBS. Well, you're right here, and the game's right here. What's going on? There's a lot of thinking happening for their side. But we're now at a 5-5. Alright, so Iron Valiant, this was KO, I'm gonna keep track of it as much as I can. It was Aura Sphere, Weavile, Swords Dance, U-turn, I thought I saw? I might be wrong about that. Alright, Garchomp comes out. Garchomp, no boots. Alright, so, Garchomp, you're coming out here. Garchomp does things. Garchomp's scary. We're gonna go into Vikavolt, because I don't really know what to do. I switch to Vikavolt. Scale Shot, okay. They do hit 3 times. They go minus defense. The question is, basically, is there something that I feel like I want to sack instead? And the answer is no. So what move does more here? Pcpl, you have absolutely done your job though. If I can keep the webs up. Bug Buzz. If they go for something like a sub or something like that, we'll see. Maybe for that case I should have gone for like Flash Cannon. They do have Fire Fang. Alright, hold on. Garchomp. Swords Dance Sweeper. Alright, Scale Shot did like 54% on 4 hit. Yeah, that works out. And so they're now -1 defense. And they're neutral speed. Right? I can't remember if they were minus speed. I think they were. Alright, if that's the case, King Gambit. Gambit, with 2 allies fainted. Kowtow Cleave does not knock out, but Kowtow into Sucker Punch would. Iron Moth, Dazzling Gleam, we're going Gambit. Maybe I should have gone... Hold on, let me check Donphan. I should have gone Donphan. I should have gone Donphan, to be fair. Because Ice Shard would have ruined this man's whole career. So EQ comes out, I'm in a bad spot. I don't want them to get any sort of setup off, but at the same time, if they go for like a setup move here and I click Sucker Punch into it, it's a very, very bad time, so I am going to Kowtow Cleave. Fuck, they might, hold on, wait. If I'm at 317, 89%, they have a chance to kill me. They have a chance to kill me with EQ. This might have been a throw, we'll see. I'm hoping that they're scared. I'm hoping they're scared and they switch out. Because I have 2 allies fainted as well. Yeah. I gotta really hope that they're scared. This has been a rough game, not gonna lie. Alright, hold on. So that's gonna be... Oh, they switch. Good. Alright, they go into Serena. Switched against Gambit into Serena. Okay, so the problem here is now they get a free rapid spin, so I don't have my webs up. So any sort of, if they have a scarf on Garchomp, on Gengar, they're going to speed timing. No, wait, yes. Hold on, I was like, oh no, but webs, but they'll be gone. So basically, do I need to switch into something on that rapid spin and be in a better position, or do I just click a button here? And I think the answer is I just click a button here. They're gonna rapid spin and I'm gonna knock out Serena. They low kick. Holy shit. Okay. Damn, alright. In that case, don't I just go to this? I think I just go to this for game. Potentially game, rather. And then if I have, like, no item, Quark Drive, Speed, Knockup could still KO me. I might be able to get a sub off here. Alright, this is looking a little rough, not gonna lie. However, we're still in an okay-ish position. If we're being real here. Alright, I get my Quark Drive. I do get my speed. This is beautiful. What do they feel like they need Serena for? I feel like they might not need Serena at all. So they might just like try and let this go down. And the only thing they have that might be able to break a sub on me is like knockoff. And I could see them going for a U-turn as well. So I'm going to try and get a substitute up. Let's see what happens. If they go for a rapid spin, that's unfortunate, but fine. They do go for knockoff, that's going to break the sub. Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that I'd be able to just be greedy and get that up. Alright, we're going to Fire Dance. Hopefully get +1. We have a chance to just run train here. Come on. Come on. Give me the boost. Give me the boost. I did it. I deserve it. I'm such a good boy. 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 Like and subscribe for being a good boy. Okay. So with web still up, the only thing they're going to be able to do to me without like any recourse is priority moves, and the only thing they should have available at this point is Ice Shard. Ice Shard's doing shit to me. I have an alarm to tell me like start logging off for the night. All right, Garchomp. Hold on. All right. All right. So the thing is that Earthquake into me does do a lot. AKA it does kill me. All right, hold on. If I do Garchomp Swords Dance though, 95%, and that's with a little bit of investment. If I get rid of that little bit, no, you're still not getting KO'd. So my problem is I don't knock this thing out, even at +1 here. I am gonna go for a prediction. Because I can still find like a winning position here. With webs, I can find a winning position here. If they go for Scale Shot here, they're a legend, basically. So I'm gonna go into Earthworm. I'm gonna hope they EQ, and I'm gonna hope I get some recovery off of it. Because who would switch out in that position, right? I am +1/+1. I get some. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. Earthworm, and you are at 153. Even with a crit, Fire Fang does not knock me out. Body Press is my most damage. So I'm gonna go for it. Swords Dance, I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, that did like 30%, yeah. So Air Arrow was hurt. I'm at 112 now, and you're at +2. I don't care, because I have Ice Shard. So at this point, do I want just like... Do I want Spikes? Because hold on, I don't have Rocks up, do I? I don't. So you know what? I'm gonna go for Spikes here. Yeah, that's gonna take me out. That's okay. All right, cool. All right, at +2, Dawn Fan. If you get all 5 hits, you knock me out. Okay, so because it's all 5 hits, there's a chance I don't knock this out, unfortunately. I kind of have to go for it, though. This is also assuming they're max attack Jolly, which I think they probably are. So I'm just going to Ice Shard. I'm just going to Ice Shard. Yeah, come on, please. Let's go, Dawn Fan. You're a big boy. All right, Dawn Fan. KO Garchomp with Ice Shard. We are going back and forth here. That Serena low kick really threw me for a loop and got rid of my King Gambit. It made me sad and upset, and I'm gonna cry about it later in the shower. Oh boy, easy. All right, so they have what? They have Weavile, Gengar, and Revavroom left. They told me the Terra type on Revavroom, right? It's Terra Fairy. They sent that after I like minimized, so I actually have been playing this whole time not considering the fact that it's Terra Fairy. The fact that my Steel types are out of the way now makes that thing a lot scarier. They're doing some calcs. They're doing some calcs. That's a Revavroom. Caught in a Sticky Web, which means it's not Air Balloon, right? Wait, no, get rid of your Air Balloon. Okay, well, I mean, EQ is still doing a ton to this thing. If it goes for shift gear here, I might be screwed. Well, no, because then I'm sturdy, and then I can... No, I'm okay. I am okay right now. I think. They're probably going to go for, yeah, Terra and then shift gear. But even at, like, +1, they're not doing a lot to Donphan. Right? Here, we'll go with Terra Blast. Yeah, the most they're doing is like 40%. Unless they're, like, banded or something. So they do shift gear. Okay. Meaning they're at +1 speed and +1 attack because they did get minus before, which is okay. Alright, Earthquake goes through, and that does so much damage. Yeah, and they're lefties. Okay. Okay, so... I just EQ again. They're probably going to go for damage on this, which is okay. But, yeah. Ice Shard does not have a chance to KO by any means. And if I'm at +1 speed, I'm not going to be allowed to speed it either, so trying to go for Rapid Spin shenanigans is not worth it. Earthquake is just the play here. Yeah. I think I basically claim a KO here, because even if they switch to something else, they're, like, kind of screwed. This is, like, I'm not in a win yet. I'm not in a winning position, necessarily. I'm in an okay spot, though. Alright, they do Terra Blast. Should be like 50 to 60%. Yeah, 147. 43, that's like 57%. Yeah, critical hit. Oh my god. Not necessary, though. Alright, Donphan takes down Rev with EQ. Alright, we got 2 left. It's 2v2. Alright, 2v2. I was hoping I could win with a higher differential, but now, like, I'm just playing for win, if I can. I don't see any reason ever to switch on my Donphan at this point. The worry at this point is a max speed Timid Gengar winning a speed tie against my Iron Moth. Because they're the same base speed stat. It'll go down to -1 and then it'll come back up. I suppose if it's also Boots. If it's Boots and it's the same deal and we're speed tied, that, like, I'm gonna lose in that moment. So I think it might come down to a speed tie. We know the Weavile is not Boots, so we'll be faster than it. Theoretically. I don't think we've seen any evidence of it being a Scarf either. If it's a Scarf Weavile, then bully for you, buddy. They're trying to figure out their win con, and I feel like their win con has to be Weavile. No, they go Gengar first. Show me webs. Okay. Yeah, Gengar caught in webs. Alright, when we look at Gengar, everything is KOing me. If I go to Iron Moth, Psychic has a chance to kill, so if we get some chip on it, it will kill. So we go for an Ice Shard here. Alright, we do like 20%-ish. Shadow Ball comes through. It gets the KO. Cool. Alright, Gengar, KO Donphan with Shadow Ball. We're coming down to the wire here, lads. Iron Moth. Out, ready, here to go. No, Fire Dance is not the play. Their Shadow Ball will break a substitute. I just go for Psychic here, and I hope I'm faster. Please, I need to be faster. If they're Scarf. Well, if they're Scarf, they don't KO me. Alright, hold on, I'm at 249. Alright, I'm starting to shake because this is like thin margins here. I am faster. Oh my god, thank god. Alright, that's disabled. That is totally fine. Are you kidding me? Alright, hold on. Yeah, so that's going to be Gengar is KO'd by Iron Moth. Boys. 1v1. Come on. I didn't forget anything, right? Alright. They're max HP. If they're Sash. If they're Sash, they played really well. And they, yeah. Alright, we should quick fire dance. Wait. They're fashion. They were Scarf. They were Scarf. Let's fucking go. Crit did not matter. Oh my fucking god. If they crit me in the end there. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. That crits? If they crit, they'd have a chance to KO me. Oh my god. Dude, GG's to Willis. That game was awesome. That was so fun to play. That your team, it amazes me when I look at a team that has like Garchomp, Iron Valley and all that, and I look at the Serena and I'm like, that's the threat. That was a good game, fam. Very, very well played and well prepped by you. The fact that was a Scarf Weavile is crazy. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what the strategy is. We're still #1, baby. Our differential is plus 19. The person below us is plus 16 in the same roll. So when we've still got to win. But the new squad felt real good to play with. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate if you subscribe, comment, follow me on Twitter, the site currently known as X. Occasionally I stream on Twitch. All the shit's down in the description. I should also throw my Discord down in there. Let's make it active. Let's have some fun. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks a ton. Peace out. That's the kind of game I love, man. Holy crap.